We're here at Fingerprints Records in Long Beach with Keith Morris of Off, Circle Jerks, and Black Flag. So, Mr. Morris, what do you think constitutes a punk?
Somebody that thinks for themselves, somebody that's open-minded, somebody that uh, isn't going to adhere to all of the rules.
So, would you consider yourself a punk?
I consider myself somebody celebrating their freedom and just being able to like do their thing, which is very hippie-esque. But um, the the problem that that's happened with punk rock is that we started playing music because we wanted to, and it was something that we needed to step away from a lot of the stuff that was happening. And now, of course, we, growing up with all of it, have seen all of the rules that we were opposed to be enforced by the punk rock police.
So, do you think the new generation of people that call themselves punks are adhering to these rules?
I don't even think about that.
Mm.
It's we're beyond that.
Mm.
Like I can't concern myself with that because I'm living my life. I'm doing what I want to do, and we're out there and we're playing.
And I know you're a product of the LA scene. As a whole, how has the LA scene formed you? I know you enjoy acts such as Los Lobos and the Beach Boys. So how has that California sound influenced your punk sound?
That's a really interesting question. Um, the fact of the matter is that we grew up listening to all of this music, and some of it we were opposed to. But the fact of the matter is that we had listened to all of this music growing up, so it's kind of instilled in us.
Yeah.
Whether we want to say, well, I don't like them, they do this and they do that. And the fact of the matter is that we were around it for so long, it became a part of us.
So whether you want to wear a shirt that says "Fuck the Beach Boys" or you want a shirt that says "I love the Beach Boys," it's still a part of your life.
Either way,
And I just came back from a comic slash punk show, Permanent Damage. Do you think that comics and punk are inherently related?
wow, that's an interesting question.
There,
Um,
there was those like the Hernandez brothers that were coming up during the punk scene who made Love
well,
and
they were
Rockets.
artists.
Yeah.
They weren't. There was some comedy attached to what they were doing, but for the most part, they were pretty serious, and they did a great job. I mean, they they were they could have been East LA's version of Raymond Pettibone,
Yeah.
less the darkness, because Raymond Pettibone he was he was a pretty dark character.
And my last question is I know you've had run ins with Chuck Berry, Joe Strummer.
No, we didn't have run-ins. They happened to be there,
Yeah.
and Chuck Berry saw us, and he wanted to play with us. We ended up playing Roll Over Beethoven with him. And as he was leaving, he told the owner of the Mississippi Knights in St. Louis that we were one of the greatest bands that one of the greatest rock and roll bands that he's ever seen. Apparently, he's in this room and he's watching the energy. He's watching all these people flying and people jumping up and down and just being all over the place. And he wanted to be a part of that.
You have any similar stories with John Belushi?
John Belushi showed up to a Circle Jerk show at Irving Plaza. And when we were through playing, he was hanging out. He was drinking beers with us. And he grilled us about us. Do you guys have a 45 that, I just opened a bar with Dan Aykroyd, and we have a jukebox, and we want to put your record in our jukebox. And of course, we didn't have a 45 at that time.
So that's all I have for Keith Morris here in Long Beach, California, at Fingerprints Records. Thank you.
Cheers. Have a good one. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Morris.